The first time, she asked. She couldn't look me in the eye. We were on the couch. Netflix on. Half a burrito in her hand. And she said, I need to ask you something, but you can say no. I paused the show. And smiled. You want my kidney or my car? She laughed. Kind of. But there was weight in her shoulders. It's for my brother, she said. He's struggling again. Medical stuff. Bills. It's bad. I'd never met her brother. Only heard about him in pieces. Rough childhood. In and out of hospitals. Out of work. Never quite stable. She'd mention him sometimes. In passing. Softly. Like talking about someone who'd already started fading. I asked. How much? 400, she said. Just for now. I'll cover it next month. It's just time sensitive. I didn't think twice. Venmoed it from my phone right there. She hugged me like I'd just pulled her out of a fire. Whispered thank you 3 times. Kissed my cheek. Then curled into my chest. And I thought, this is what love looks like. Next time it was for rent. Then medication. Then his phone died. Then she said he'd been mugged and needed a place to stay. He never came. But the stories did. And every time. She asked like it was hurting her to do it. And I gave. Like it would hurt me not to. Because I believed her. Why wouldn't I? You trust the person who sleeps next to you. Laughs with you. Cries into your shirt at 2 a.m. when memories break through. You don't imagine they're building someone from thin air. Just to siphon money out of your life. And then, last Thursday, her phone lit up while she was in the shower. I wasn't trying to snoop. I just saw it flash across the table. A message preview. Group chat. Her. Someone saved as Aaron Redhart. And a third person, Jess. The message was short. But loud. He still doesn't know? OMG. You're insane, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. I just sat there. Staring. Waiting for the screen to dim. And when it did, I didn't touch it. Didn't say anything when she came out with wet hair and a towel on her head. Didn't confront her. Not yet. Because the second I saw those 3 words, I knew. I'd been paying for a ghost. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was scared. But because my brain wouldn't shut up. What did she mean? He still doesn't know. Who's Jess? Who's Aaron? Is that even real? Next morning she made coffee. Just like any other day. Scrolled her phone. No tension. No guilt. Like nothing happened. Then my phone buzzed. A charge went through. $280. Same cash tag as always. I asked. He needs something again. She said yeah. He's trying to get into a new place. Short notice. I nodded. But inside, something snapped. That night she passed out on the couch. I opened her laptop. I knew the password. First I checked photos. No Aaron. No brother. No old family stuff. Not even a cousin who looked like her lies. Then messages. The chat with Aaron was wiped. Nothing left. Except one thing. An auto-saved image. A screenshot. Of a bank transfer. From me. Captioned. Got another one. With a laughing emoji. And a money bag. I just stared. Not angry. Not scared. Just clear. There was no brother. Never was. She was a one-woman scam. And I was the idiot in love. I didn't say anything for 2 days. Not because I was scared. But because I wanted her to relax. I wanted to see how she behaved. When she thought everything was fine. She joked. She laughed. She kissed me on the neck. And sent another 200. Without blinking. So I waited. And then I asked? We were on the balcony. Night. Quiet. Just the 2 of us. I said. How's your brother doing? She said. Better. Said he's looking at jobs again. Said he might move in with someone. I nodded. Looked her in the eye. I said, "What's his last name?" She blinked. Then said, "You know that." I said, "Say it." She laughed. A small fake one. Like I was teasing. Then went quiet. I said, "How come he's not in any of your photos? No texts. No family group chat. No Facebook. No voicemail. No nothing." Her face froze. Just for a second. Then she said, "You're being paranoid." I pulled out my phone. Showed her the screenshot. The one with my transfer. And her little message. Got another one. She looked at it. Didn't react. Just said, "Why were you on my laptop?" I said, "Seriously? That's your response?" She shrugged. Said, "You never would have helped me if you knew." I said, "Helped you? You lied. For months. You made up a person." She said, "I needed it. And you gave it. So maybe it wasn't that fake." I just stared at her. Like she was something I didn't recognize anymore. And maybe she wasn't. She stood up. Said, "If you're done yelling, I'm going to bed." But I wasn't yelling. I was just done. Next morning, I didn't make coffee. Didn't say good morning. Didn't ask if she wanted anything. I just got dressed. Left the apartment. Sat in my car for an hour. Not driving. Not thinking. Just breathing. Then I opened the bank app. And looked at every transaction. Every cent I'd sent to her brother. To that fake name. That fake story. It added up fast. Almost $5,000. Gone. Into her hands. Smiling at me the whole time. When I got home, she was in the kitchen. Pretending to make lunch. I walked past her. Grabbed my laptop. And changed every password I had. Email. Bank. Phone. Everything. She noticed. Asked, "What's going on?" I said, "I'm done being the idiot here." She said, "I don't know what that means." I said, "It means you don't get access anymore to my time, my trust, or my money." She rolled her eyes. Said, "You're overreacting. You think I'm the only one who lies?" I said, "No. But you're the only one who lied for rent." She got quiet. I packed a bag. Not everything. Just what I needed. She followed me to the door. Asked, "Where are you going?" I said, "Somewhere real. Somewhere that doesn't need a fake tragedy to feel loved." And I walked out. No plan. No backup. But finally, no wait. 2 days later, she posted a story on Instagram. Black and white photo. Her crying. Caption said, "People will twist anything to make themselves feel right." I didn't respond. Then came the texts. Not to me. To mutual friends. She told them I'd left. That I'd become cold. That I couldn't handle her pain. That she'd lost someone. And I refused to be there. Some of them reached out. Worried. Confused. I told one of them the truth. Just one. I sent the screenshots. The messages. The money trail. The proof. It spread on its own after that. Fast. Quiet. Brutal. A few friends blocked her. A few messaged me. Said, "Damn bro." Or, "I had no idea." But most just went silent. She tried to spin it. Posted a long note. "We all make mistakes. Some people just don't want to forgive. Empathy is hard when you've never struggled." Again. No names. But it was clear who she meant. I didn't comment. Didn't engage. Because when someone drowns in their own lies, you don't need to throw a rope. They built the water. It had been weeks. Maybe a month. Since we last spoke. And then I saw her. Grocery store. Middle of the day. I was grabbing coffee. She was in the frozen section, staring at something like it could answer for her. Our eyes met. For a second. She looked surprised. Then embarrassed. Then like she was about to speak. I nodded once. Just enough to say, "Yeah. I see you." She didn't smile. Didn't wave. Just turned away. Pretended to look at frozen peas. I walked past her. Heart steady. Hands calm. No heat in my chest. No tightness in my throat. And that's when I knew. I was over it. Really over it. She didn't chase me. Didn't call after. Because she knew. She knew the power was gone. The story was dead. And the version of me she could manipulate no longer existed. I paid for my coffee. Sat in my car. And laughed. Not because it was funny. But because it was finally over. Some betrayals don't end with screaming. They just end. I used to think love meant giving. No matter what. That if someone needed help, you helped. And if it hurt, you helped harder. I don't think that anymore. Because what she did wasn't just lying. It was building a whole world. And handing me a shovel. So I could dig my own way down into it. Every time she said thank you, she was really saying deeper. Every hug meant, don't stop now. And I didn't. Because I thought that's what love looked like. Sacrifice. Blindness. Trust without evidence. But love isn't hiding the truth behind your back, while smiling into someone's face. It's not inventing pain, just to watch someone bleed for you. I forgave her long before she asked. Because what she took from me was already gone. Now, I keep my circle smaller, my questions sharper, and my answers slower. And I've learned something people don't talk about enough. Being a good person doesn't mean being an easy one. She messaged me once. Months later. No, hi. No. How are you? Just one line. I'm sorry you felt hurt. I stared at the screen. Read it 3 times. Then closed it. That was it. That was all she had. Not, I lied. Not, I used you. Not, I made it up. Just, sorry you felt hurt. Like the pain was mine, not hers. Like it happened in a vacuum. I didn't reply. Not because I was angry, but because I was clean. She didn't owe me closure. And I didn't owe her forgiveness. Some people walk into your life with a lighter and pretend they're cold until everything around you is on fire. And when you crawl out, smoke in your lungs, burns on your hands, they say, "Why are you being so dramatic?" I'm not. I'm just done. These days, I don't tell that story much. Not because I'm ashamed, but because I don't need to anymore. It happened. It's over. And I'm still here. Not bitter. Not broken. Just awake. The end.